Hi, welcome to the Radiation Research Society podcast. I'm Allison Burrell. I'm here with Claudia Wiese from Colorado State University. Thank you for coming and speaking with us.
Thank you for taking the time, Allison.
So today we are going to talk about the new, committee. Is it a committee? Mm-hmm. A new committee within the Radiation Research Society for early career investigators.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we are very excited about this. We have created this new interest group for early career investigators within the Radiation Research Society. And it's targeted mainly towards younger career investigators. So those people who no longer qualify for being SITs, but are not fully established yet. And what we would like to do is to enhance a network and to create a platform by which these younger investigators are being guided and advised and get the support to become independent radiation researchers.
So this could be a platform for additional mentoring.
That's right.
By seniors.
So in fact, we had this first inaugural meeting on Sunday night, and so David Kirsch and I are leading this group, and we asked the people who came what they would like to see. And one of the points that was raised was a mentee mentoring program that we could set up, guided towards research or grantsmanship or specific topics that are relevant at that stage of your career.
So this new committee, it encompasses already established young investigators, or will it also encompass folks that are kind of in limbo? They're past being a senior postdoc, maybe they're a research biologist, but they haven't quite transitioned into their own lab, or not even people who are going into labs or into academics, but into industry, right? Mm-hmm. So, but independent careers.
We had this classification out where we said that it would encompass everybody, early career investigators within the first 10 years of forming your own independent group.
Okay.
So this is a fairly broad range. That would require some independent funds to have your own group, but we do not want to be too restrictive. We open it up for everybody who wants to become an independent PI, even if at this particular stage you are not.
Okay.
You can be joining our meetings and our events, but you probably, as long as you are dependent from some senior investigator, will not be eligible for specific support, financial support in terms of travel awards or seed grants that we are trying to establish. We are a long way away from this, but we are trying to do so. So if you're not really running your own group yet, you may not qualify for financial support, but you're very welcome to be part of the community, to be engaged in all the events that we are planning to do.
So at the moment, the scholars in training have an entire day where they come a day before the conference and are able to learn more and discuss about topics that apply directly to them. Will the early career investigators participate in that day and have separate events that maybe certain SITs that are closer to transitioning could attend either some of the SIT events and some of the early career investigator events?
Yeah, so this is something we discussed as well, and I think we do not want to have these events going on in parallel.
Okay.
Because there are definitely people who are borderline SITs and ECIs and who may want to choose attending both events. Also, we were thinking that for the ECIs, really, we will probably not dedicate an entire day for the ECIs. Okay. It's at a different stage in your career. We will have maybe a few special seminars, but we try to embed this in the entire meeting. We also would like to give ECIs a little bit more exposure to the RRS community, so integrating them by giving them the opportunity to present their research and host or co-host sessions. We are thinking more like that we would like to continue with the session that David Kirsch did during this meeting, where there were a few talks about junior faculty on their way to becoming independent, a talk from a person from a funding agency giving advice which programs and institutes to best address, and a person giving, like Martin Hauer Jensen, giving advice on how best to write a grant. So we're thinking a session like this, and then potentially a lunch or breakfast with representatives from different funding agencies who can educate ECIs about where the different pots of monies are out there and what are appropriate grants and good strategies to approach in the radiation sciences.
That's good. That's kind of similar to the SIT mentor lunch, where we're getting advice from mentors on the next steps in our careers. The ECIs could have their own breakfast or lunch, where they're also getting advice from funding agencies and etc.
So yes, the answer is yes, but it will be a little bit shorter and more compact and more embedded in the radiation research annual meeting, because as an ECI you're a little further along than a SIT.
Will there be a big online component to the early career investigators where different people in this part of the society can communicate with each other? Maybe there's a newsletter or having a separate tab on the website that has more information that would be applicable to this group.
Yes, thanks to our organizers, we already have this tab and we can link in on that. And we are trying to establish a web page and, of course, emails going out to everybody. We think there may be what we would like to, but it comes to a regular newsletter that depends on whether we find a committee. So whoever is interested in joining the committee, please contact us. But for sure, we would like to post important things like new RFAs, grant awardees, great publications related to the field. So we will evolve a website. Yes.
So at the moment, this is a very new concept for the society. I don't think it's even been entered into the constitution bylaws of the society, so that's something that might come in the near future. But do you want this group, someone from this ECI group, to be a part of all the different committees that run this society?
This is a very good question, and actually both David Kirsch and I are part of the council, and so we discussed this yesterday, and the decision was to put one ECI representative on those committees which run the society.
So have a mandatory co-chair for each of these committees?
Have a representative from ECI, similar to the SIT representative on the relevant committees of the council. And also one ECI, or maybe more, I don't know, representative will be asked to join the program committee for the next annual meeting.
Oh, that would be great. So it'll give them planning experience, meeting planning experience.
Yes, that's what we would like.
Okay, great. So I was speaking to someone that had presented at the SIT day, Jeff Wiley from Wake Forest, and he had mentioned that that he thinks this early career investigators is a great idea, this group, because starting out as an early career investigator is equivalent to starting a new business or starting up a business. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's a very critical point in your life. Most of the time what happens when you're at this point is you're switching institutions, you're hiring people to expand your group, you have to submit applications and recruit funding. And, it's really the first time you're going out there as a leader, and it's running your own lab, basically. Right. It's a little frightening. And then oftentimes, as also Julie Kirsch said, it's at the time where you're having a family, where your husband is also very busy at work, so there's a lot of things that come into this critical moment in your career.
And this community, through the Radiation Research Society, will provide support for this, because a lot of times when investigators are moving into this period of their life, there isn't a support system to tell them how to do this. How do you hire new people for your lab in an efficient way?
That's right. So that's what we're hoping to do. We're trying to set this up, and we're hoping to get senior leaders in the field who will be supporting ECIs in this quite stressful task of setting up your own group. And so one way to do it would be to potentially exchange grants, or to just set up regular sessions about giving advice, to find mentors in the same field as you are, or to find a mentor from outside the field. And I want to put a pitch in for ECI. This is for all of us who want to become or are junior PIs. Right. It is independent of your scientific direction, whether you're physicist, chemist, biologist, physician, scientist. Everybody is included, and nobody should shy away from us. So.
And whether you're national or international, it doesn't...
So, of course, it will be harder for those ECIs who are international, because even though I'm German, I'm not very familiar with the European funding system. Okay. Nor do I have a very good European network, but I have some. But there are ECI members who are from Europe, and they already said they will help us and feed information to us so that we can make it public and disperse it out there.
Great, great. Is there anything else about ECI that you'd like to touch upon?
I just want to say that if you're interested in joining, please contact either David Kirsch or I, and we'll be happy to have and support you.
All right, thank you so much, Claudia, for discussing this with me. It's very interesting, and I hope that this new group within the society will be very supportive for early career investigators.
Thank you very much, Alison.